Good afternoon and welcome to Helsingborg, Sweden. Walking up the terrace stairs from the big square, it takes you to Kärnan, the 38-meter high medieval tower inside Slottshagen, the castle park. You walk through, come out the other side, you will find the Olympia Park with several sporting venues, two of which host the Gruyère European Curling Championships 2019. We go inside the Olympia rink for our live coverage game. It is Sweden to play Russia in the very last round-robin game in this women's competition. We will meet the teams for Sweden. At lead, Sofia Mabergs. At second, we find Agnes Nockenhauer. Third for Sweden, Sara McManus. And team skip for the Swedes, Anna Hasselborg. For Russia, at lead, Ekaterina Kuzmina. Playing second, Galina Arsenkina. At third, Maria Komarova. And team skip for Russia, Alina Kovaleva. We see the women's standings. It's already determined which four teams will make it through. So for the teams out here this afternoon, it's all about the ranking and who plays who gets the last on advantage. And of course, there's going to be a battle in the bottom of the standings for a spot in the World Championship. 5 full games in action as we see the teams with their final preparations. Switzerland will take on Latvia. Germany will play Norway. Denmark will play Czech Republic. Also Scotland to face off against Estonia. And we'll keep you up to date on what happens elsewhere. But our main focus will be on Sweden, Russia. 2 teams already qualified. We are hoping for a great game. I'm Sander Olvag, joined by Olympic champion Rona Howie. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Sander.
Sure, you can keep us up to date on everything that's going to happen. And this afternoon, lots of scenarios to play out, of course. As we just mentioned, that Sweden picks up the last on advantage. So Russia to start. That will be the lead. Ekaterina Kuzmina throwing the first stone of this game.
Yep, although the top 4 have been decided for the playoffs, there's certainly a bun fight down towards the bottom, trying to avoid relegation, trying to get that placing at the World Women's Championships. So still a lot to play for out here today.
Does it mean you might have 2 teams slightly relieved and have the chance to come out there and just enjoy themselves, or will it be business as usual?
Yeah, definitely business as usual.
Sofia Mabergs, lead for Team Sweden. Will come around this center guard, which does sit in the free guard zone. So Russia making that play, not allowing Sweden to blank this first end and carry the hammer. It is a 5-stone free guard zone we play with. 6 ends at a minimum to be played in this game. Both teams with 38 minutes of thinking time and also 1 60-second timeout whenever they would like to use it.
Yeah, and although we've said that the top 4 teams have already been decided, their actual ranking hasn't been decided yet. So wins here matter, so all teams will be fighting hard for the win. Because in the semi-finals, 1 plays 4 and 2 plays 3. Lovely stone from Russia. We see this tactic a lot by a Swedish team, putting the counter on the wing in the hope that that could be their second counter of the end.
Not for second shot here, but Russia will make a play on it. We had a very similar end when Scotland played Sweden this morning. And it will be Russia chasing a roll in behind cover, or else Sweden will just play the hit and roll back to the wing. Helsingborg will make the nose hit. Also, not a bad option, because you might think Sweden makes the hit back. You build higher up, makes it easier to get the roll. But what does Sweden do? We're not going to fall into that trap.
Absolutely not. It's a battle of wills out there.
And they're confident with draw weight here, so instead of doing that, they'll be drawing on top of that yellow. Agnes Knockenhauer, the trusted second for Sweden, has played with Skip Hasselborg pretty much her whole curling career. The constant for Hasselborg. This one comes up a bit heavy and slides through. Just means Russia have a brilliant chance of coming around the center guard and apply some pressure.
Поменяться, девочки! Поменяться очень! Или мы сейчас наш свип до конца! Давай! Молодец! Сколько длинный? Marginal, ticka! Ja. Hack!
So both these teams have lost to Switzerland this week. It's their only losses.
A big sweep by Sweden. Gets it past the top two yellows onto the shot stone. So close. Does leave a chance for Maria Komarova. Looking for the inside hit and flop. Just a bit overthrown and doesn't get the curl. Hasselborg just asking her team if they want to roll to the wing or roll in behind cover. Team wanting to put a bit more pressure on Russia here, so they will be rolling in behind Sara McManus. We'll make the nose hit. That stays open. Wonder if Russia might have enough room here to lift the double on the Reds.
Yeah, Sweden had committed to getting the inside of that. But unfortunately, it does leave Russia an easier shot here. Try and move the one behind cover. This is looking tight to the guard. Wow.
1-2 and slides through. Russia line 3. A great shot by Komarova. Half shot with the first. Gets another opportunity and doesn't disappoint. So bailout time for Sweden. Running the guard back.
Yeah, they looked at going for the freeze, but there's no need to go
Wow.
gung-ho.
Really good shot. Only removes one yellow, but most importantly, just opens up the whole house here for Sweden. They have last rock. Just got to make sure the skipper has a chance to score.
Да, твой, по-моему, 14-20 был, вы его затерли ровно на T-line. Да.
Here is Alina Kovaleva.
Добавила, девочки. Линия легко. Линии чуть больше. Линии больше.
Big line.
Зайти нельзя.
Waiting for this one to curl.
Надо ждать. Воу! Только Галя! Не низко, не ниже. 4 до сделай. Да, вали. Вали, еще, да.
Does finish nicely at the end.
Yeah, really nice come around. Finishes top tee. Sweden need to make a play on it.
Agnes kom igen då. Alternativet tycker jag är den. Ja, du vill inte skjuta den mot den här. Jag tror inte det, för om jag skulle vicka så gaddar hon, då känns det som att jag inte får något rör. Ja, då gillar jag att testa att tappa den, Anna. Ja, marginal. Ja. Spelar vi en hack då? Ja, hack. Hack. Känns som att antingen tappen eller skicka centern mot kantstenarna. Ja. Vad gillar ni?
Alltså jag gillar tappen om du känner att det är nice.
Jag tror det.
Det var där vi gillade det också. Alltså 12 hade Aganar.
Ja.
Jag hade kunnat sätta dit min bättre.
Ja,
jag tyckte vi höll den bra på en ganska mjuk sättning.
Jag tyckte också det, ja. Spela bara som en hård dragning.
Ja. Men vill vi chappa eller vicka?
Vad säger du?
Chappa så mycket som möjligt eller vicka?
Ja, precis. Beror lite på vad vi får banan. Men annars, jag har ju inte mycket just nu. Så att.
Ja.
Anna Helsingborg. Going to wreck on the center guard here, so stops the sweeping to get a bit more contact. Make sure they actually open it up. Always the tolerance for that shot there. Didn't want to blow past everything.
I mean, that's really where they wanted their shooter to roll to anyway, off the one on the forefoot, to roll over to the wing. Open the center as well. And at least it cuts down on the yellow counters.
Calling this heavy out of hand. Will it slow down? We will see. We will also see Czech Republic playing Denmark. First end here, Anna Kubeshkova with last rock.
And line 2 already. The edge of the 8 foot, so just needs to draw into the 8 foot for 3. They had an interesting draw shot challenge after their pre-game practice. Both teams finished on exactly the same. I don't think we see very often. And that's no problem. So big score of 3 for Czech Republic.
3 yellow indeed. So Czech Republic jump ahead. Russia did slip into the house with the guard, but it does look like Sweden will be drawing either way. Olympic champion. Reigning European champion. Last stone, first end. Big sweep again here. I think the weight's there. Need side button here. Do they have it? Malbäck's knocking out, sweeps it in, spins in. I'm not sure. Just rubbed a bit too much on the yellow. Looks yellow from here.
I think you're yellow.
They will call for a measure. What an effort, though, either way.
Really good effort.
Did not have a lot of room. That was swept all the way. Perfect weight, just over curled a fraction. See it at the end. Looks perfect, just gets a bit of a chisel and doesn't fully spin in, almost span out a bit. Sometimes you're a bit lucky with how it spins. This time not so fortunate, Sweden. Sara McManus saying, I think it's yellow too. It's worth a measure, it's close enough. It is yellow. So, it is a steal of one for Russia here. And the first end. They lead home favorite Sweden by 1.
Ага. Можно кидать уже.
Маша, не очень сильно добавила, я думаю, надо будет. Маша первая. Начало дом со свипом. Маша первая, внимательно, очень сильно валит девочки. Что, гард везем? Очень мягко, давай пожестче делай.
Sweden, Russia in this last round robin game. It is a steal for the Russians in the first end. Sweden with last stone will try to generate a score of 2 or more. Tactic is throw the corner guard. Well, they played around the center in the first. Didn't quite work out for them, so now maybe looking to spread the play around a bit, keep the center a bit more open. Just on top of that Gruyère logo.
Да, вы просто без меня это обсудили.
Галя, 4! Галя, до конца! 4! Давайте, девочки, ниже надо! 5 за слипом! Давай, 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 Галя, очень! Пониже надо! Воу, воу. Кать, давай чуть пожестче, это мягковато.
Just over curling for Russia. Yellowstone top 12 exposed. get a tiny roll in behind the center guard. Doesn't fully kill the yellow rock. Kovaleva has a look. It is.
Как на постановке?
Нет, получше.
I'm gonna say it is red, but I'm not even sure. Either way, Russia will play the draw, come around everything.
Линия отличная, внимательно, Катя!
Вес надо очень!
Да, линия свип!
Вес тоже надо!
Да,
Galina Arsenkina with the draw. Big sweep from Kuzmina and Komarova. Just coming up a bit shy. As we see a jungle of curling stones in the house here. Switzerland, Latvia, Alina Pets. Thrown the last rock.
Yeah, it looks as though Switzerland are already line free. But as you say, there's an awful lot of stones around this forefoot. She doesn't really have a way in. Gonna have to hit off the outside and roll over. Just rolls too far. So it is a score of 3 for Switzerland. It's a good attempt.
We'd love to score a 4, but I think you'll settle with 3 in the first end of a curling game.
Definitely. Still a long way to defend the lead though. 9 ends to go. Both teams here just catching that top stone. Can't get round it.
Это 8-8.
Bit outside on that throw. Rolls away.
Kan man köpa den? Bara trycka ut våran egen. Trycka ner våran hit. Vad sa du? På fronten. Trycka ner våran så. Köpa gula där. Då kommer gul bli skott efter slaget. Vi får aldrig ut. Den kommer rulla av om vi ska ut 3an. Bara vicka så då för att lösa upp det. Jag vet inte. Ligga andra och tredje. Jag tycker bara att det finns runt eller klippa. Ja, bestäm dig då.
Headache for Sweden is 3 rocks on the center line here. They want to keep it a bit more open, and that's why Helsingborg has decided to peel the center guard. Don't want to get sucked in to the forefoot around this much cover. A bit unlucky there. Leaves the shooter up front as a guard. Now a stagger on the top 12 as well. As team coach Wayne Medaw takes notes.
Yeah, an unlucky result there. And it is a great chance for Russia to come right around that stagger.
I'm surprised they're playing the hit.
Yeah, so am I.
Team coach for Russia. Might be taking a note here and wondering why they're playing this call. I feel like it plays into the hands of Sweden, really.
Well, it's opening up the front for Sweden, which is what they want.
Yeah.
If they had come round, even half round that stagger, Sweden were going to have to clear up that front.
Det känns lite grov. Okej, linje! Wow, bara igen!
Let's have a look. Sheet B, Germany play Norway.
And Norway line 3. 2 up on the scoreboard. Daniela Jen facing 3 counters. She only needs to be in the 8 foot with the draw though. Sweeper's working this really hard. Started wider. Abbott's going out to help. Need to get it in the 8 foot. Oh,
I think they got it.
Very close. What a sweep. Yep, they made it. It's a 1 for Germany.
Wow. It's always tough to stand on the sideline there thinking, oh, we're going to steal 3, maybe 2, at least 1. No. So Germany just 1 point behind Norway then, being put under some pressure early.
Yeah, good force from Norway. They'll be happy with that.
Mera framåt den här. Lite tajtare spår! Mera framåt! Sluta vara där! Gå mycket rakare! Eka! Bak 8!
Getting a bit late to tidy up for Sweden, so needing to make a play here. And, it will be the draw around the center guard, but this is heavy from Sara McManus.
Nej, jag tyckte det kändes i stenarna. Absolut.
McManus saying her rocks might feel a bit different. We might see them change that up.
Jag tyckte att det var stenarna.
Ja. Jag är ju 100% beredd att hålla med för att det är den jag kallade över.
Ja, nej men jag känner mig helt säker på att det är stenarna.
Ja, nej jag håller med.
She's absolutely sure it's the stones.
Нет, мы стоим даже чуть-чуть поуже, но там как-то сейчас прямовато стал ходить, так что
And even if
не особо жестко его буду отпускать.
Even if there's not a difference between the 2 stones you have, if you don't feel confident playing them, you're better off shading with your leader second.
Yeah, definitely. Because once it's in your head that there's a problem with the stones, you'll just never be happy with them, whether there is or there isn't. Get rid of them and get a pair that you're happy with.
Пока линия! Вес, линия супер, пока линия больше!
Линия
надо
больше!
Внимание!
So a chance now for Russia to put
Нет, вообще нельзя.
a lot of pressure on becoming top tee.
Валить! Валить до конца! Да!
And this one going back as well.
Well, this would be the path they were playing for Hammer in pre-game practice. You would think potentially it's the quickest spot in the ice. Also a couple draws coming down here now, so keening up as we see Denmark playing Czech Republic. Matilda Halse with last stone here, trailing the Czechs by 3.
I think Denmark potentially lying 1 at the moment. It's close, but just drawing into the 4 foot. And no problem. Having a look to see who is second shot. It was a 2. So Denmark get 2 on the board.
Hela vägen ner emot. Ja, håll dig för linjen, nu måste du gå fel. Nu måste du gå hela vägen. Gå. Hela vägen.
Bra. Det är bra fläckarna.
Vad hade ni Hågen?
13-6. Ja.
Stops a bit deep here as well.
Ja, jag vill också det.
13-8 у меня получилось.
Да. Он пришел прям пятак
So there's
за.
definitely room for one more.
Ну, туда фреза нормально лучше привезти.
Да, окей.
Лучше извалить. Да.
Фриз надо, линия хорошая, чуть
линии
больше. Вон много линий. Фриз контакт. Очень много линий нельзя.
Waiting for this to curl.
Очень много линий нет.
Cannot afford to bounce off here.
Нет.
Needs to sit in front. But it will not. Big mistake from Kovaleva. Definitely shorter is better in that situation.
Yeah, definitely taller on the side. Top 4, even second shot makes it that bit harder.
Just seen 3 or 4 draws come up heavy down the same spot. It is, I mean, you can time your opponent, you time your own shots, you see what's happening. Still not trusting how quick the spot is.
Sara, visst har vi inte dubbel? Det ser okej ut på skärmen, men där nerifrån kändes det inte som det.
Nej.
Det känns som att det bara går rakt ner, va?
Last stone, second end. Anna Helsingborg
Samma linje.
Samma linje.
flying one here.
Gå lite rakt.
Gets the same draw to score 2. A little heavy with the first. Just trying to take a few feet off of this one. Looking pretty good here. Won't need the backing. Just back 4. And 2 points for Sweden. They will lead Russia by the single after 2 ends of play here in Helsingborg.
Sorry.
Du ska ha någon av de här i så fall då?
Men ska jag inte testa 6an då?
Kanske.
Om det var den. 2 sekunder kvar innan vi behöver spela. Ja, jag kan testa 6an, de andra spelade med dem och drog med dem där.
Vad heter det? Niklas ger dem här. Så ger du bort din Karlan eller som alltså båda i
Karlan.
Ja, båda i Karlan. Ja. Nära? Ja.
Ja.
Bra spår.
Bra linje.
Nära. Hake nära.
Ganska rakt.
Gå väldigt rakt. Hake.
Ha plats.
Väldigt rakt fortfarande.
Plats. Kolla upp.
Fri fart.
Har inte börjat gå än.
Vi kan gå.
Japp.
Third end of play, Sweden-Russia. This
Bra, Fia.
round robin game.
Bra, härligt.
Both teams through
Härligt Fia.
to the semi-finals.
Bra spel Fia.
What we are playing for is ranking and who plays who gets last stone advantage into those games.
Linje отличная, 25
Here the
сделать.
Swedish girls talk about the stones, mentioned how Sara
Давайте
McManus
пониже, 25
didn't
надо.
like her rocks and they were going to try and switch those up. Of course, what's special about the European Championships is both the men and women participate at the same arena. playing on the same ice, same stones. So a team like Mikko Sedin would be able to share information with the Swedish women's team.
Yeah, absolutely. That's where coaches can work together and get the information, help each other.
Advantage?
Advantage, you find out what the stones are doing and you can start the game playing good matches, good pairs. And if there are any cutters or ones running straighter, then they're found out.
You might have a women's team participate, and they might not have a men's team in the A group. They won't have that advantage. Is that unfair, or is it just the rewards you reap from having two good teams in the A group?
Yeah, definitely. It's just a benefit for the team that they can share that information.
Sorry, I thought
And the teams that don't have the other gender playing, then the coach and fifth player will give them good readings from evening practice, try and match them best they can.
You can ask for information from any of the other teams.
You'll see a lot of the other teams, they can sit in the audience and they'll get the binoculars out and they'll look and see what teams are throwing what stones.
Yeah, I've had that job in the past.
I bet you were excellent at it, Xander.
Not the greatest attention span, but yeah, that is pretty normal. Spying on your opponents.
And it's also good to look at the first 5 ends and then look in the second 5, because if a team that you respect and trust their judgment on stones, if they start moving stones about throughout the game, then you can also pick up on that as well.
Might confuse you also. One skip might like 2 uniform stones. Another skip might like to have a cutter, one rock that curls a bit more than the other. So if you don't know why an opposition skip is playing the 2 stones, it's not necessarily advantageous, but
it's just the more information you can gather, and then the more informed a decision you can make. So good come around the corner guard there from Russia. Agnes knocking her, just playing a controlled weight. Trying to tap it back.
over curls actually promotes the corner guard. Just taps it through.
Ну тогда никуда не кидали, но я думаю, что на 20 соток сильнее, может быть, надо кидать. Ну, 13.50, 13.80.
Question I often get from people who don't play curling: do you have your own stones that you bring to competitions, or are they
It cost you a fortune. Excess luggage. No, the World Curling Federation send the sets of stones to the championships. They have various sets of championship stones. 4 set, 5 sets and a 6 set.
I do believe it wasn't too uncommon back in the good old days, though, to have your own rocks. Especially when you're playing outdoor curling.
Yep, they used to carry them in a wee basket to the frozen lochs. But then they weren't uniform precision-made stones in those days. They were basically lumps of stone with a handle put on top.
You can have a small one, a big one.
Yep.
It's a different game.
Completely different game nowadays. There's 2 types of granite used in the modern day stones.
Свип! Свип! Воу! 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 Ничего не... О, поднять вообще, Галь. Поднять! Нет!
Ой, он очень вывалился.
Wanted to hang around here. Bad mistake.
Yeah, had the two going.
Jag har en liten flisa.
Still might have it. Yellow is buried.
Har du en flisa?
Jag kan gilla rundan då.
Jag kan gilla att följa den. Du behöver ju bara trycka den en liten bit.
Alltså jag har lite flisa bara.
Ha lite minus.
Jag gillar att runda. Bra sparar.
Thought about chasing the yellow. But seeing how it's a pretty tough shot to make. You know, probably the draw is easier of a shot to make, and that's also putting a bit more pressure on Russia.
Wow då, ta det lugnt, ta det lugnt.
Bra fart. Plats, gå jätterakt.
Låt det jobba.
Just to feel tactically it's pretty equal. You might as well pick the easier shot. Hanging a bit wide.
Yeah, it's a good weight. Just not finishing for them.
It's almost like you would consider playing the out turn there. Because if you then don't bury, at least you force Russia to hit and stay on the same side as the other yellow, maybe. Russia gets to play the hit and roll, get maximum separation now. Of course, they could have hit and roll in behind the corner, sitting too buried. Which would have been
that would
not great either.
This one hanging though. Wow, didn't even remove it from play.
Maybe just a bit straighter down there. Draw not finishing for Sweden. And this one also not coming up for Russia. So the draw works out for the Swedes. They can come around again.
Typ har minskat jättelite. Så har jag satt ändå sina lite rakare än jag är. Så bedömningen är ändå lång. Så.
Om den hade lite tajtare.
Ja, men precis.
Får vi se. Jag är inte riktigt bara där.
Du gick ju lite där på din gard i slutet.
Ja,
men...
Känns det bra spår? Ja.
Kanske bara önset mindre ändå.
Samma linje som min.
Bra linje.
Bra linje.
Plats.
Bra linje. Bra linje. Ja, Agnes! Nej! Nej.
Look at the timer, hog to hog here. 13.8. That should be pretty close.
Fria sten. Bara sitta.
Bra.
Just stopped on the tee line. It's pretty well buried. You can only play a controlled tap back here. Try and hit it, flop over on top of the other red. That one just slid a bit further for Anna Hasselberg than she wanted it. So just play a hack weight here. Try and chip that red and roll over.
Backline.
Внимание, да,
Маловато веса.
Свип! Свип!
As we take a look over E Scotland versus Estonia. Estonia 2-1 up. Scotland are lying 1. They have an opportunity here. Eve Muirhead has a shot for 3. It's fairly open, no guards in play. Just need to avoid the back red.
You gotta go hard for a piece.
Got to go, so that is curling.
Well, gets away with 2 actually.
Wow. That really pulled and did jam, but still gets a 2 on the board.
Will lead the game 3-2 on Estonia.
Ja, precis. Och så kom vi ju dit. Ja.
Russia chips the guard, rolls in.
Jag tror ändå så spelar man utanför. Vill du ha den?
Ja, hake.
Ja. Helt okej att lägga höger också, så att de inte får...
Nej, så länge de inte har hålet. Och så länge de inte har...
Så raka är ju för 2. Jag tror den är vår på TT, den är svår.
Precis,
men jag kan lägga lite höger också. 12-7 på deras där, hur hårt kändes den?
Bra fart, alltså kändes som en genom liksom.
Ja. Helt okej. Unset grepp är det här.
Ja. Vad tror du? Unset med va?
Hake. Linje. Nära. Bra linje. Håll ner sopen, Fia.
Håll ner Fia, sopen.
Hake nära. Hake.
Ja, bra linje. Håll igång med Fia.
Se kortare ut. Bara stanna i linjen nästan.
Bara mellan.
Ja, var med och dra den.
Dra den lite. Försiktigt, försiktigt, försiktigt. Nej. Stanna nu. Bra.
Gets the guard in place.
So just leaves the button draw.
Is it easier to draw just a cool button draw here, cover the pin, or can you play almost back 4 weight, back button weight and get a little bounce off of the shots though?
You can, but I think you just play your dead tee weight, let your sweepers guide if they can sweep it if you need a small nudge. But you've just got to play tee weight. You don't want to play that ounce of running and then it runs past or rubs off it and slides back.
Last stone, third end. Alina Kovaleva. 13-8 was pretty good coming the clockwise turn. So in around there, maybe 13-5 they have the backing. I'm not sure if it's going to curl enough though. It's a little rub. Rub and roll. Rub and roll. There you go. That is one for Russia, made out of hand. Sweeper's delight. So with a single point, Russia will tie up this game after 3 ends played, but Sweden, they have the hammer.
Там просто растерли, а все, что по-новому, он не особо хорошо катит. Ну, 13-70. Линия отличная, сделать вес. Линия отличная будет, сделать вес. Пошел валить, валит прилично. Валит сильно.
We're in Helsingborg, Sweden for the Gruyère AOP European Curling Championships 2019. Tied game through 3 ends. Sofia Malberg looking to put up the corner guard. So wants this to sit just on top of the Gruyère logo. Have you had any cheese so far this week, Rona?
I managed to sneak a couple of wee squares at
Yeah.
the front door yesterday.
Me too.
But hopefully get some more before the week's out.
Well, they've put a big block of cheese, Gruyère cheese, at the breakfast buffet. Haven't noticed, have you?
I haven't.
There you go. Something to look forward to. The first 7 ends of entertaining curling.
Players win the medals. Always love to get that piece of cheese to take home.
Can't eat the medals, can you?
Yeah.
You cannot. They're not chocolate ones.
Certainly last longer than the cheese, though.
8-4.
Sophia Malbäcks, strong around the corner. Just getting past and just getting into the house here. Great sweep.
Да. Сейчас уже финиш такой появился.
Я думаю, 13-80 будет нормально.
Да. Мало добавил.
Линия отличная, сделать свет!
Kalina Arsenkina.
Сделать свет, девочки, линия свит! Да, до конца! Давай!
Not fully coming around the top rocks here.
Ja, jag gillar det.
Groups them. So Sweden very happy to clear the front here.
Härligt, Grimsten. Härligt Agnes, perfekt.
Should be the first team to go back-to-back champions since Annette Norberg, also Swedish. Of course, she went 5 in a row. Switzerland, Latvia, 4-0. Switzerland leads the Latvians.
Latvia's woes continue, facing 3 Swiss counters. Evita Stasa Sasuna has to hit on the nose. Good shot.
1 yellow, 1 point for Latvia. They will trail Switzerland by 3.
Yes! Колодка! Внимание! Внимание, девочки! Wow!
It's fair to say hack is pretty international in curling.
Ничего.
It is. The stone just needs to have enough running to make the hack at the far end. So you're basically tapping a stone just through the house. You see there, that one just about got to the hack that she tapped through. So it gives it more time to curl. If you can't see as much of the stone, you would play less weight.
But did you know in Russia they don't say hack? Like everywhere else.
What do they say?
Kolotka. I think it's part of the brakes of a car. and it looks very similar to the hack.
That's a big word to say. Hack would be much easier.
I agree. Definitely a lot of curling terms are quite international. We'll take a look at all the scores here. Switzerland up by 3, like we saw. Germany trailing Norway by 2. Czech Republic up 4-2 on Denmark. Also Scotland leading by a point on Estonia.
Wow, wow! Wow, девочки, вообще нет! Ничего. Нет!
Is it going to stay behind the corner? It is just.
Taking a look at the standings, we see Russia, Switzerland, Sweden all sitting at 7 and 1, Scotland and 6 and 2. So those 4 teams are already qualified. It's just a matter of how they rank, because rank number 1 will be playing rank number 4 in the semi-finals, rank 2 versus 3. And of course, if you're ranked 1, you get the last one advantage if you would want it into the semi-final. Also rank 2 would get the last one advantage in the other semi-final. And that could be an important edge to bring in to the playoffs. I think we'll try and speculate a bit later when things starting to look a bit more clear.
Yeah, once you can see other scores and there's a jump up in one of the scoreboards, then you know that that team's probably likely to win the game. You can start speculating, but right now it's too difficult.
Now we could start listing scenarios, but it would be...
We could, but it might take a whole end to do that. So, because although, as you said, Xander, it's ranking for the top 4, it's also ranking to get to the World Championships.
Sweep, sweep! Wow, wow!
Alina Kovaleva with the run back here. Oh, runs it straight back. Beautiful shot. Russia sitting 2, that one at least half buried. Absolute perfection.
Yeah, really nice shot.
That's another international line call. Whoa. That means don't sweep.
Shots like that put them on to 7 wins this week.
Vad sa du? Vi gillar runt.
Ja, jag tror också det. De kan ju det där bra nu också, tjejerna.
Jag har ändå hela frifoten.
Ja. Är det här samma som jag hade?
Ja. Full 4.
Jag hade lite till.
Ska vi ha lite mer?
Sara står i linjen för att eka, tror jag. Ja.
Topplock där.
Ja. Vilken bana vill du gå? Sara till ekad och då greppar du nu.
Ja, men precis. Nej, men jag tror att alltså att det går så när jag legat lite.
Ja. Ja.
Det var min känsla när jag satte upp isen också.
Ja. Har vi lite mer nu eller?
Samma.
Ja. Bra, fina fart fortfarande. Fortfarande bra fart.
Ska jag spela en som jag sist gjorde här?
Ja, det kan du.
Så jag ska gå ner det jag behöver gå ner, för den var ju baksidan.
Ja, jag tror det. Får vi gå hålla igång lite.
14-0.
Ja.
So a lot of chat and communication here. This is a key shot for Anna Hasselberg.
Bra linje.
Bra fart.
Facing 2
Ser lite lös ut.
Håll igång.
Russian counters.
Bra linje!
Ser lös ut. Japp, 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 japp.
Perfekt linje, japp!
Gå, gå, gå!
Vart är vi?
Full 4!
Japp! 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 Perfekt linje!
Pavla Stone, come around now.
Håll den fina! Järnet, häng! Häng!
Passes top one.
Häng! Häng!
It does. Just ran out of steam. So Russia will still be able to see half that stone.
Мне кажется, мы надо с этой стороны доставать.
Да, давай. Yes.
Таким бортиком.
Мы достаем его гибоном или мы... Вот я не очень...
So we'll just play a control weight here. Even if they hit and run, they're forcing Sweden to take a 1 at this end. So they don't need to be too cute to the top 1. They're saying whoa straight away. Sweeper standing off this one. Is it going to make any contact?
I don't think so. Straight through.
She didn't need to throw it as heavy as that. Yeah, that was good barrier weight. They really needed a hack weight there. She could only see half of it. So a great skips juice here.
No, not yet.
Not yet. But the opportunity is there.
Don't jinx Sweden. So skips deuce, meaning scoring 2 with the skips. Last 2 rocks.
Last 2 stones, yeah. Because Sweden have really chased this end. Russia have been lying well. So same path that he just drew down to the forefoot.
A little bit heavy here. Sweepers asking for a touch on their own red here to take some of the pace off of it. So just want a little rub and roll. They will get it. 2 points for Sweden again. Except for the Russian steal in the first end. They've been pretty textbook. Scoring 2. A force scores a 2 back and a 2-point lead after 4.
Håller man upp sopen där, då blir det någon som för min började ju typ dama liksom.
Ja. Grymt.
Bra. Oj, härligt. Jättebra skött. Ja.
Nu har du vattenbaserat. 13-6. Ja. Var det kvar nästan.
Ja. Jag kände ganska lugn på att jag kunde kicka mer och att den ändå skulle få upp en flisa liksom.
Jag bara så att den inte skulle sluta när du...
Ja, nej, precis.
Bra lead, härligt.
Topp 4, bra skatter.
Jag tyckte ändå att den kom ner. Jag tyckte jag också. Alltså, på halva banan var jag ändå redan.
Sweden gets us going in the 5th end. They play Russia. 2-point lead for the Swedes.
Нормально. Щетка сам. Не надо очень низко. Хорош. Молодец. Bara lite mindre. Bara lite mindre. Ja. Hake! Ta det lugnt om du kan, Sara! Vad sa hon? Hake! Hake! Okej, vi behöver Karlen! Haken nära! Haken nära! Kan gå när du vill! Japp, Agnes! Gå du Sara också! Ja. Det är bra.
Not perfectly on line here for Mobags. It's about as big of a mistake you'll get from her usually. Perfect weight control. Just keeps that one a bit exposed for Russia. Make a hit and roll. Try and bring the play in behind the corner guard.
Внимание! Свит! Да, 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 да! Да, 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 да! Воу! Воу! Да, 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 да! Воу! Воу! Маленький ролл. Оу! Супер!
Really nice hit and roll.
Туда, куда хотели.
Straight away, Sweden go for the raise.
Пошел валить. Он сначала такой.
They can run back their own stone. And these two teams will be watching closely their opposition here, because they potentially could play each other in a semi-final if Switzerland were to win, because Switzerland has beaten both these teams who would be ranked higher.
Latvia trails Switzerland by 3. Malina Pets with a high hard one here.
Yeah, looking for a double on the yellows here. Oh, and it does jam off the red. So is it just a 1 or is it 2? They're having a close look.
Yes.
Just a 1.
I think so. Switzerland with a 2-point lead still. 4-point lead rather. So many colors and numbers. Norway, Germany. I think you'll take care of the scoring on this one.
Yeah, Norway leading by 2. Yep. Daniela Jens going for the run back here.
Yep. Hard.
Norway lying at the back of the 8 foot, trying to raise the red back. And do split the yellow out. So it's a score of 1 for Germany.
Why, thank you, Rona.
And Norway now lead 3-2.
Okay.
Okay.
It's all well and clear. Really good attempt by Daniela Jens.
Главное, Даша не подал вас.
Девять! Свип! Да, 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 да! Воу! Воу! Да, да, да! Да, 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 Кать, делай ролл!
Давай, давай, давай!
Är det lättare att hitta inifrån?
Vad sa du?
Är det lättare att hitta så?
Och göra vad då?
Hitta vägen så!
Nej, jag kan det här spåret! 10!
10. Det är så långt. Ja. Nej, ta lugnt. Eka, 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 eka.
Kommer ner lite!
Nära.
Kom ner den!
Järnet, 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 järnet.
Just didn't roll far enough. It is accessible now for Russia.
Kalotka.
Мне кажется, там нормально свалит.
Holotka weight. You remember what that is now?
Yes, hat.
Внимание, воу. Внимание.
Every day's a school day, Santa.
Свип, воу, воу. Свип. Да, 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 да. Да,
You
да,
need
да,
to get
да,
past
да,
this
да,
guard,
да.
though.
Воу, воу. Галя. Галя, 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 Галя.
No problem. Russia lie too, but have they left a double for Sweden?
Närmare.
Är det raka eller Svea?
Svea!
Double called for Sweden. Sara McManus. I think they're just going to slash double the yellows here.
Nej!
So I might lose the shooter in the process. Close, but not quite.
Jävlar.
Could come around the red again here. Russia in line 2. Just don't think they want to put all their eggs in one basket, flying Sweden. So good with the run backs. They'd rather take their safe 2.
Yeah, they're only 2 down. Get your 2. Go into the 5th end break. Back all square. And then it's a game of 5 ends.
Очень прямо идет.
Мне кажется, можно вес.
Зайти, да. Чтобы давно не было, да, ниже.
Хорош, Маш, хорош.
Чуть-чуть первый так. Не завалил. Ну лучше так. Я еще подумала, когда я включу на всякий случай, все надо.
Fan 9 halv. Borde inte komma ner lika mycket där ute, tror jag. Det känns som att där går det rökar om något. Något är det okej att vika lite inåt, men behålla höjden.
So pretty good separation here for Russia. So hoping that Russia
У нее был вес 9.30.
may leave a double.
9.30 у нее был вес.
So how hard do you go for the roll to avoid leaving a double? Don't want to roll out here either.
First and foremost, make sure you keep your shooter. Lying in second stone position.
Внимание! Вол, поднять! Вол, поднять! Легко! Вол! Свип! Да, свип! Свип! Вол!
Галь.
Does roll. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Could have been on the sweep just a tiny bit earlier. Would have left it perfectly flat. Still very tough. I think it might just be there.
Yeah, just erred on the side of caution, making sure it was staying in. Didn't want to sweep it and then roll out.
Looks like Helsingborg will have to play. Pretty tough. So looking at Helsingborg's pre-shot routine here, cleaning the Teflon slider, cleaning the rock. Underneath the Teflon slider again. A third time, blowing into the hand. A little bit of a shake. And there we go. Every time.
Identical every time.
Wow!
Nära!
Nej!
Oh!
Nej!
Ganska nära!
Nej! Vi ligger vid köp.
Järnet på vicken!
Vi ligger köp.
Okej.
Bra, Anna. Väldigt nära alltså. Bra försök, Anna.
Jag försökte.
Nära där.
So only managed to remove one. It leaves an open hit for Russia.
Alltså hade du fått 2 centi mindre.
Especially these shots are the ones you need to make count.
Wow! Поднять! Легко! Wow!
To tie the game here. Heading into halftime break. Kovaleva, nose hit, no problem. 2 points on the board. for Russia. It is tied at 4 points each. A short break for the teams. And they'll be back onto the ice in just a few moments. Stay tuned here in Helsingborg.
Känns det där är en sån is som det skulle bli nu under mattan nu, att det kommer bli snabbare? Tror du? Ja, jag tror det. Känns som det.
Tycker du det skiljer sig från de andra?
Ja, lite, ja.
Let's take a look back and see how we got to this tied game at halftime. Second end. And Helsingborg with a chance to draw for two after a mistake by Kovaleva. No problems. 2 points on the board for Sweden, leading by 1. In the third, Sweden sitting 2. Alina Kovaleva drawing for the single, just hoping for a tiny rub and roll. Will get it right on the lid. Superb shooting by the Russian skip. Ties the game. In the fourth end, another mistake by Kovaleva. Trying to remove the Swedish shot. Stone goes right past everything, leaving a draw for another deuce. And again, Helsingborg on point. Of course, with that deuce for Russia. In the fifth end, it's a tied game elsewhere. Switzerland in control over Latvia, 5-1. Norway leading Germany 3-2. Czech Republic with a 3-point lead on Denmark. Also a tied game between Scotland and Estonia.
On the ice. Might get some changes, maybe. Yeah, already? Okay. I mean, there's not a lot of people in the stands, but it's all good.
No. 1:30.
You know Swedish now.
Hey.
Good half.
Good half. We got hammer in the even ends.
Yeah.
Right? So.
I love this scenario.
Good ice.
Yeah.
Good half, yeah.
Yeah, good.
Very nice.
Back-to-back ends, you got them in soft shots. You got them playing soft shots and they missed and gave us an advantage. So, if you can.
Yeah.
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 So you played some really smart calls. Like in the fourth end there, I was so happy to see you go around on your first one.
Shot,
yeah. I was thinking you're going to have to draw on your second. Even if you make the run, she's just going to split the rings.
Exactly. No, I liked it too.
Yeah. So you had to go around.
Yeah.
I was thinking you had to change gears. It's a skins end. Either way, you're drawn. So, yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
Keep it rolling.
Looking at the numbers at halftime, we see both teams making some mistakes throughout the 5 ends, so it's just about who is able to capitalize, and so far Sweden maybe the better of the two sides. Russia had that steal in the first end, but a nice score of 2 in the fifth pulls them level. So we're really back where we started, Sweden with hammer, as the teams now approach the 6th end, back onto the ice.
Маловато, девочки. Линии маловато. Не, линия нормальная. Не норма. 4 фута сделать внимательно. Хорош.
You're watching the Le Gruyère AOP European Curling Championships 2019. Sweden playing Russia. Round robin. It is the last session in the round robin. Both Sweden and Russia will qualify, both in the semi-finals already. I'm Sander Ovak, joined by Rona Howie. I'm sure you can start to maybe fill us in a little bit on what might happen for these two teams.
Well, if it stays as it stands, Switzerland are winning 5-1 at the moment. If they were to win this game, then it means this game, Sweden-Russia, they're basically playing for the hammer in the semi-final, because they both will play each other. They'll finish second and third. Both of them have lost to Switzerland in the round robin, so Switzerland would be ranked number 1. And these two would play as second and third. And Scotland would be 4th to play Switzerland in the semi. However, that may change. But right now, Switzerland seem to have a good hold of that game. And they have been pretty strong all week.
And here's Sweden calling out hack. Not curling on them. It's right past everything. A little bit surprised by that one, Sweden. Through the right weight, just maybe over-iced. Thought it would curl more.
So yeah, placing's pretty well set for the top 4. Everybody else underneath fighting for this world place. They want that spot at the World Women's to gain Olympic points. They want to stay up in the A division for the Europeans. Top 7 nations here will qualify for the World Women's. And Prince George, Canada.
You can see how one mistake here by Sofia Malbags puts Sweden in trouble already. So really important for a player like Knockenhauer to tidy up after that mistake. Not perfect here, actually removes their own corner guard, which was their offense stone. So Sweden will be just looking to bail out now, I think, really. Might have to try and blank. But you never know, still early.
Yeah, still early enough in the end. But Sweden are very good at having the game plan to go for their 2 and then pressing the bailout button to go for the blank if they need to.
We jump over Denmark playing Czech Republic. It is the Czechs to lead by 3.
Czech Republic line 1. Matilda Halsey playing the hit. Wants to avoid the jam on the back ones. And the shooter rolls out, having a good look. It's a score of 2 for Denmark. So they tighten the score. 5-4 now, Czech Republic lead over Denmark after 5. that game's an important one for
Чуть пошире идет, внимательно.
world placing.
4!
Заход обязательно. Нормальный свип. Не вали. Нормальный свип.
Заход есть!
Да. Сделай ход.
Валить, да.
Воу.
Хорош, молодец.
Что-то как-то он резко свалил.
Он решил изначально.
Är det clearing?
Bara klippa den!
Jaha.
Just looking to peel the card closest to the rings.
Oh, Marin! Yep! Bra Sara!
Hoping Russia maybe leaves the next card open or overburied, exposing the shot stone.
Она такая же едет, так же хорошо.
Здесь нормально едет, да.
Or maybe even just the guards closer together and might double peel. You mentioned how Sweden's been good at scoring there too, or getting out of trouble.
Пониже, девочки, пониже, будет супер.
Sweden are the team to have the highest blast stone efficiency, 67%. So
Линия супер.
2 out of 3 times they get to score 2 or more.
Да, супер линия, да. Воу.
If they score.
Спасибо.
Also have a 73% force efficiency, so really not allowing their opponents to score multiple ends against them. In 8 games, they've only given up 6 deuces and 1 3-ender. Fairly solid play by the Swedes.
Yeah, definitely.
Tried the double. Had the chance there. Russia looking really good for potential steal. Taggart kind of halfway. Probably makes sense to come in. Maybe top 12. Just to allow some separation.
Don't leave an easy double peel in the guards.
Jag leder inte ut den liksom. Men
Начало дома. Стоим не широко, нормально, да, там? Стоим не широко, нормально там, да?
Ну, да, я думаю, ошибка в гард. В любом случае буду кидать послабее. Ну, начало будет в линию отлично.
где-то, у меня 1450 обычно был.
Ага.
Да. Начало!
Линия супер!
Линия
Kovalev a bit down with their numbers today compared to tournament average.
Будет начало!
Да, не вали! Давай! Супер!
Хорош.
Спасибо.
He's hoping to get that more buried.
Молодец. Сколько это? 15:33.
Jag satte den ganska liksom som på ett rakt spår.
Har du tappen, Anna? Anna? Har du tappen?
Va? Direkt på den?
Nej, vilken shop? Alltså, en hack.
Tappen där, ja.
Vad säger de?
De vill göra tappen.
Front end wondering if you could come round in the out turn and just tap the shot back.
Kom ner i så fall!
Den är lite över gör.
Jag är tvek på att det kommer.
Front end comes down to
Behöver vi spela en hack?
have a chat.
Behöver få den här?
Ja, den är i så fall någonting bara dit.
Ja, vi måste ju ligga skott efter det.
Det är bara för du behöver inte tappa den så långt.
Vi måste behöver ändå ut i
Här.
foten.
Den är lite över igen.
Ja.
Ja, den ligger rätt högt, men...
Det känns ju som en ganska naturlig trippel då.
Ja, jag gillar den också. Jag gillar den om du gillar
Det
den.
var bra, jag tycker den.
Could probably make the run on the short guard, but even if you make that, you're leaving a center guard for Russia to come around. You're probably forced either way. Of course, they could miss that draw. Sweden really looking to get out of this end, thinking it's a pretty natural triple, said Helsingborg. Of course.
Absolutely.
Did consider coming around Tappingdale, but of course, you ever make a mistake there, you could be in just deeper trouble. So attempting the triple, but this one just a bit wide. Not going to come off. And will Russia discard again, or will they be happy coming around line 2? Tempting.
They just don't want to leave a double.
About that, we'll jump on over to Switzerland, Latvia. It is the Latvians with last stone here. We could score a few here, I think.
Yeah, Switzerland line 1, but a chance for Evita Stasas-Asuna to tap back for 3. Standing back, needs to curl. And they flip it. Lose the shooter, so just a score of 2 for Latvia.
Switzerland will lead 5-3 after 5 ends of play.
Линий больше! 26! Много линий! Вау! Линий очень много, девочки, выше оставить! Выше оставить! Вообще нельзя! Нет, под дабл идет! Галя, внимание! Да,
Was waiting for the curl. They waited too long. I think that's pretty good for Russia.
Yeah, really nice shot.
It doesn't apply too much more pressure on Sweden. You would figure Helsingborg at least will hit the 8-foot with the draw. So it would have been tempting to come maybe even fully frozen on your own there. But they were concerned about the line. Didn't want to leave a nose double.
No, it makes it a harder draw when you see it there. That's what Anna Hasselberg's looking at. She has to be half in the 1 foot.
Was it the first end? Similar draw. Needed side button for the single. But old rub and roll wasn't enough. Lost the point on a measure. Coming the other way, but it's more or less the same shot. Needs to just come in sideways. Almost behind the yellow shot stone. Down to the sweepers here. Not enough weight on it, so will just be the steal of 1. I think Russia will be pretty happy though. A second steal on Sweden this afternoon. Russia leads at 5-4.
Давай, Катюха, единичка там стояла, одна бедненькая. Такое. Да. Да. Неплохо переиграли. Что такое же немножко?
Да. Да.
Как-то близко, близко, очень дом. Дом пока.
Пока выглядит дом.
Выглядит дом.
Не подсаживается нормально.
6,5 надо.
Чирек.
6,5. Линия отличная будет.
6.
Линия супер, только вверх, девочки. Да, чуть-чуть пониже.
Wants a guard here. Team Russia. They will get it, I think. No, just slipping into the rings. So, not sitting in the free guard zone. Sweden will make a play on it. I think especially at this stage of the game is when teams really think about managing the scoreboard, which ends to score in. If you look at it, it is 4 ends to play, 2 odd ends, 2 even ends. But if Sweden blanks the end here, carries the last stone into the 8th end, now you might have 2 hammers against Russia's 1. You might be scoring in the 8th and 10th, Russia only scoring in the 9th. And that could be advantageous.
Yeah, absolutely. When it gets to the business part of the game, that's what skips are thinking about, what ends are going to score at. Sweden are now 1 down, so they're more than happy to blank here. They will try, they can put up a corner guard, try to score. But if it's not looking good for a multiple score, they're happy to blank. As you say, their force rate has been so good that they've got that confidence if they score that they can force their opposition to a 1.
Corner guard by Sweden, so maybe not blanking here after all. Going for the 2.
Get their 2 at 7, force 1 at 8, blank 9 and score at 10. So they have a few options. As you say, they're very good at going for the multiple score, but then bailing if they need to.
Only
can throw the high hard ones.
They've only given up 4 stolen ends all week against Russia, given up 2 already. So good on the Russians.
And the 2 steals are both on a draw by Anna Helsingborg to the button.
Well, Russia have been pretty good at stealing ends. They're 2nd overall, 12 stolen ends so far, just behind Switzerland with 13 after 8 games played. So no surprise.
Внимание! 8-5! Внимание! Да, свип! Да!
Makes the double on the Reds.
Yeah, good run back from Arsenkina. She'll be happy with that one. She'll come around again. This time it's the yellow one to raise up.
Let's jump on over. Scotland playing Estonia, sheet E.
And Estonia have 1 guarded. It's back of the house, so leave Muirhead just going for the draw for 1.
Are we heavy? Right.
Sweepers seem quite happy with this one.
Great sweep, guys. Really good.
Seem to be full in 8. No problem there. So, score of 1 for Scotland.
Tied game.
That's three.
Wow. Really nice draws.
Wow. That's three.
Last shot following. Sweden's draw right down onto it. Really nice from Maria Komarova.
Alin, skakad linje. Alltså Agnes hade ju typ nästan samma is på hennes plus och hennes raka. Jag tror att vi kan jobba bra med sopen.
Okej.
Bra linje. Ta med den lite. Okej, ha plats. Bra linje. Perfekt linje. Bra fart. Topp 4. Okej, grym linje. Se till att vi är där.
Håll den.
Grym linje. Fortsätt. Håll den hela vägen. Håll den hela vägen ner. Håll hela vägen ner. Gärna trycka lite om vi kan. Härligt. Snyggt.
Really nice.
Härligt, Sara.
Ja, det känns som den hade lite. Den greppade lite broms.
Here's all the scores. Switzerland up 2 points on Latvia. Germany lead Norway 4-3. Czech Republic with a 1-point lead on Denmark. And as we just saw, tied game between Scotland and Estonia. All the play in around the corner guard here between Sweden and Russia. Sweden won't mind. We'll always have the forfeit open here.
Yeah, but they don't want to be forced to take their 1. They want a 2 or a blank.
A slight bounce from Komarova on this one.
Vilken fart ser du? Vill du lira en hack?
Ja, precis hela.
Vill du bara spela så här, bara en hård dragning?
Ja.
Förra tryckte ändå så här, alltså till slut. Den duttade ändå lite i bägge.
Spelar bara typ en halv meter till.
Ja, den rörde ju den gula som var 2 steg ner.
Var pass på.
Ja.
Sarah McManus will follow. Try to tap that yellow shot stone out. Flop in behind the guard. Try and sit 2.
Ren! Nej! Ren!
Genom!
Nej!
Genom! Tryck igenom!
Nej!
Gärna fart snart!
Nära!
Needs to curl.
Gärna fart! Japp!
Oh, what a shot.
Really nice.
Bra. Tak.
With that controlled weight, we'll get that finish. She's just able to hide a corner. If Kovaleva just sneaks past the guard here though with big weight, might be able to spill a few reds.
Det enda som blir kvar är deras etta där. Eller,
fast för att inte att våran ska sitta kvar, alltså måste ju, hon kommer ju komma ut bara lite grann liksom. Eller?
Vilken menar du?
Med den också.
Sweep!
Oh, just past, gets the triple on the reds, Alina Kovaleva, and rolls to the forfeit. Oh, just got it past the guard. Needed to be that close to make the shot.
Whoa. He wouldn't have liked to put anything in between them.
Oh, it's just fantastic shot there.
Big triple and lie 3. So big smiles now. She's just seen on the big screen that she did just scrape past the guard.
Really bringing the game to Sweden here.
Kan lira som en hård dragning, tror ni?
Mot lite till skulle jag säga. Finns lite rätt där borta.
Det är fortfarande där det har varit rakt. Jag är ändå lite rädd att man ska hänga kvar.
So Sweden want to try and get a hit and roll here. So there's a potential still score of a 2. Just a small roll.
The red is still accessible to Russia. They have missed a few of these shots though, the down weights, softer takeouts. You heard Sweden's coach Wayne Middaugh say that in half-time as well, that they've been able to force some mistakes on those shots from Russia. So if you could ever force them into playing those shots, you might get a couple more mistakes. So he's about half a rock here. It's a very makeable shot, but this is where we've seen a couple of overthrows.
Wow! Team! Wow! Wow! Нет! Wow! Поднять! Ничего не надо! Нет, Галь, не надо! Это сильнее колодки.
Well, will curl enough here to get to the red. Rolls out, but will still sit 2 and force Sweden to take a single here. Great end by Russia.
Yeah, but that all started. Sweden sliding back T behind the corner. And then that great double from Russia. Really put the pressure on to Sweden.
There will be advantage Russia here. Even with the draw made, a single point for Sweden, tied game, Russia would have hammer into the 8th end. I think if you offered Russia that before the game started, they would take that in a heartbeat. Only one team to have beaten the Swedes so far this week, and that is Switzerland.
Also the only team that have beaten Russia.
It's true. This draw looks good for Team Sweden. So it will be the single. Tied game again. 5-5 after 7. 3 ends to go.
Можно поагрессивнее сыграть, если что, заберем просто один. Ну, безопасно, но поагрессивнее можно.
Давайте забрать 1, а лучше 2. Как Катя вчера сказала, ну, наверное, 2? И Катя такая, а лучше 3. Мы реально 3 забрали. Да, и мы реально 3 забрали. Я всегда вот...
Bra linje, ha plats! Bra fart! Bra linje, plats! Sara Sten! I fart! Du bryter inte alls. Kolla upp! Bryter ingenting.
Bra linje!
Behöver inte ta den jättenära, de kommer tycka jag.
Bra. Nej,
Sweden, Russia, here in Helsingborg for the Gruyère AOP European Curling Championships 2019. Tied game. Russia with the advantage. The same advantage that Sweden started the game with. The last stone.
Давай, подвали его еще, можно.
Супер!
We do call the last stone the hammer. Rona, do you know why?
No, I was asked this question quite recently. And we think it dates back to when, or this is my version anyway, when curling started outdoors and the locks, they used a hammer to hammer the pin in for what they were aiming at, for the button. They used a hammer. And that was maybe why. I don't know. Maybe somebody out there can message in and tell us the actual reason why it was called a hammer. Because it's something I've never known.
So not maybe it's because the last shot comes down as a hammer.
At an auction.
You're lying
going
3.
Once, going twice.
Here comes the last rock. Bang. Like a hammer. You lose the game. I don't know either, Fiona. That's why I asked you.
You're the fountain of knowledge, Sander.
I'm sure someone will tell me. We saw the leads with some pretty stellar numbers here through 7 ends. And it's been a bit of a battle there. Gets the split and check in behind the corner. Kuzmina. So pretty good setup for Russia.
Haken nära. Försiktigt bara er. Kolla upp, ser ut. Haken nära. Nära. Perfekt linje. Bara sitta. Jättefin fart. Bara sitta.
Looking for another tight guard. Perfect. Gets the maximum separation. Let's see if Arsenkina will run this straight back.
Sweep! Sweep!
Try and angle it, catch the side rock. Gets all 3. Why not? Another triple from Russia.
Yeah, just a bread and butter shot today, really. A triple takeout.
Yeah, I was thinking, yeah, get one or the other. But Arsenkina goes ahead, just gets all 3. So really spoiling the setup for Sweden. Still have a center guard, and they'll still play a second center guard here.
But you know, it's usually Sweden that's doing that to their opposition. So this is Sweden being on the receiving end a wee bit of what it feels like when you've got a good setup and then boom.
I see Knockenhauer not quite up to her average this week. Galina Arsenkina throwing 84%, having a solid game. Above her average. And we'll make this double as well. Just inching further away from that center line.
Big smiles. She's happy with that.
Comes into the house this time as we have a look at Scotland, Estonia.
Big chance here for Estonia. Marie Turman has a double for 4. They're on this. Oh, overswept it. So a steal of 1 for Scotland.
A 5-4 lead after 7 for the Scots. Komarova chasing. Sweden's shot stone here will punch it all the way through, roll in behind the corner. Putting Sweden in trouble here in the 8th end. They'll try the run double. Pretty tough to catch it right in between here, though. Maybe thinking a roll towards the center line might be beneficial as well. Okay. Or make the run double the other way. Just a bit too high for either option. If anything exposes those yellows, might be able to make a double off of those and roll in behind cover. Close match at third.
Да, я поэтому говорю, что 15-90 будет нормально. Как-то не валит вообще. Девочки, не валит!
Внимательно, линия отличная будет.
Сзади! 8 за!
Вы зайти везете? Да. Окей. Вообще нам было параллельно.
Не надо вытирать!
Да, нельзя.
Вообще сам вес.
Да прям
Russia splitting the house here. Comes up a bit heavy, but it will grind and sit in time. Certainly you play a double here and try and roll in behind cover or even all the way over towards that third yellow.
Typ en 2/3 med en 7,5. 7,5. Ja, gillar det.
Yep, definitely has to remove 2 of them here.
8, 7,5. Bara sätta vikten. Ja. Okej, och vilka långa också. Ja, därför vi spelar väl lite. Ja. Bara ge mig lite till! Jag tyckte ändå att din kom!
A close game at the 4th position as well. Slightly lower numbers on hits for both. We'll see if Helsingborg can improve here. We'll get the double, doesn't get the roll. At least takes the 3 out of question. But Russia looking really solid for a score of 2 here. Well played. That's a very steep angle for a double.
And even getting the perfect roll behind cover, the guard's so long, it will be very accessible.
Pretty much the worst angle for a double here. It's either really thin on the inside or on the outside. So I don't think that'll be the call. Roll in, behind cover.
Va? Deras var 10. Ja.
Raka ut lite generellt efter pausen, eller? Vad säger du? Fikarna?
Jag har ju haft en känsla.
Off and on. Gets a bit of a roll. It's enough to lie shot stone. Did they bury any of it?
Hawk? Как ты его видишь?
Just
Certainly
the
did.
inside edge.
Maybe a quarter, maybe a third. So, forcing.
Yeah, Russia can't afford to hit it too high either.
No. Good jam. And obviously, catch it that thin, you might be rolling out anyway. So forcing Russia to make these in-between shots, the controlled takeouts. That they were thinking about doing in half-time. Looks pretty good here. Maybe made a few mistakes in the first half, but certainly not making many mistakes in the second. Kovaleva playing really well, and that is 2 points for Russia to lead this game, 7-5.
Я же говорю, согласна, все кармы к ним приходят пока что.
Antingen måste du ta 2 stjärna eller nolla, ta 2 stjärna 1 eller ta 3. Och då kan vi lika gärna gå för att ta 3 nu. Jag gillar det. Eftersom vi måste, annars, alltså det blir samma. Eller?
Jag bara, fast tar vi 2 då har ju de hamnan i...
Линия отличная, сделал связь.
Свет хороший. Можно 7-4.
Легче.
Линия отличная, сделал связь. Внимательно. Да, девочки, пониже надо. 4
Давай,
фута.
давай,
Давай, Галь, пониже, пониже. Еще капельку допрется. Хорош, молодцы.
Russia coming into the house here with the first stone. At the 9th end, they have a 2-point lead on Sweden.
Nej, man hör inget.
Kortåke, mellanlinje.
So is it good for Sweden to get a reality check before coming into the playoffs here? Or would you rather be Russia, who's currently leading, and maybe win the game and bring a good feeling into the playoffs? Is there any, hold that thought. We'll jump on over to Germany, Norway. It is last stone for Kristin Skalslien. I think lying 1 here.
Lying 1, a chance to draw for 2.
Might be a bit heavy here, trying to come off the red stone, but it's all over the red.
Oh dear. The weight was good.
It didn't even look that heavy, just taking too much ice. Have they given up a steal instead? I think they might have.
I think they have. So instead of going 1 up, they go 2 down.
Wow. Unbelievable. Germany will steal and lead 5-3.
Går rakare den här förra.
Känns det?
Ser ut att vara här.
Ja, den är där. Den är lite längre.
Ursäkta.
Lite längre.
Alltså vi ska ha...
2 corner guards.
Hon var ju tvungen att resetta.
By Sweden.
Vi ska ha mer tid.
Yeah, so what you were saying about, is it a good reality check? in a way, yes, and in a way, no. You want to finish the round robin playing well, feeling positive, going into that semi-final. You know, either way, it's looking like Switzerland's going to win their game, so these two teams will play in the semi-final. And if you were Russia, I would think you'd have more confidence in Sweden.
Just confirming that it was a steal of one for the Germans.
Tror du kan göra någonting sånt? Bara spela en hård dragning, tappa isär dem lite.
Jag har ingenting på mittenstenen.
Nej. Alternativet är bara att skjuta.
Kan man vicka på den här?
Ja. Det enda är att vi gör ingenting med de två.
Jag tänker bara för att behålla egna lite.
Jag tror jag gillar dem.
Okej.
Lite high. Ja. Chappen är också bra. Rent. Oh. Rent. Oh. Ja. Nej. Bra.
Oh, there we go. I've seen Russia play a few triples so far in the game. Håkan Harris says, well, we're going to make one too. It's a beautiful thing to watch. Certainly you want to win your game before coming into the playoffs, but might be good to have a close game. Bring your level up. Try and stay sharp. Especially if you can turn this game around and win, and be a confidence boost. Oh.
Yeah, there's a mistake from Russia.
Oh, that's really unlucky too. Just how that pans out. Actually punches the red in, fully buried behind that yellow.
But it's now as well, though. Do Sweden want to go for their 2 at 9? They ideally would want to blanket if they're not getting a 3, so they have to try for the 3, I think.
Well, they put up the corner guards to try and score. Can't be waiting forever. See the green lights on the rock, just indicating that the stone's been released before the hog line. They've had a few mistakes on that this week. So throwing a long guard on here.
Ты его видишь сколько-нибудь?
Я со своим зрением ничего не вижу.
Совсем мало. Мне кажется, его можно достать, если что, гард уберем. Да.
Без.
На 10. 10.
На 10. Да, ну чуть.
Воу. 10. Свип. Да.
Coming around the outside here, Maria Komarova. Past the guards. And gets the red shot stone. Very nicely played. Double corners though for Sweden to draw behind. So you could say if they play a perfect draw here and Russia wrecks on a guard, to come around again, potentially set up for a score of 3. But this one pulling up shy of weight.
Okej, om ni duttar så kör om ni duttar. Thank you for the game, well played.
We have a final score. Switzerland will pick up a win on Latvia. Steal of 2 in the 8th end brings the scoreline to 9-3. So that, of course, having some implications for our standings. Switzerland sitting now on top with 8 wins, 1 loss. And I believe, Rona, you said they will now finish number 1, having beaten Russia and Sweden head-to-head.
Yeah, so whoever wins our game here, they will finish second. And the loser of this game will finish third. Because if Scotland come up to level with the loser of this game, Scotland has lost to both Russia and Sweden. So Scotland's always going to be in 4th place. So it will be a Scotland-Switzerland semi-final and a Sweden-Russia semi-final.
Den är väldigt tunn alltså.
Ja, gud ja. Det är inte jättetunn för att vara på plats. Va? Nej, men man tänker den här.
And the other teams out here are still fighting to get to the world.
För att få in den här. Ja, för att få in den. Precis.
They want to finish in this top 7.
Ja, precis. Det var det jag också funderade på.
We know the
Eller bara
top
försöka
4.
sätta upp någonting så att jag kan
And we
skjuta
know Germany are 5th.
Absolut.
Sweden calls a timeout, so Wayne Middaugh making a long walk to the away end.
Men risken är att man får den bara mot. Och så vickar de in.
Question at hand here is if they can make a play on that red guard off the yellow and spin the shooter on the rings.
Jag gillar den också. Tänk även om man bara skulle rulla så och rulla så.
We're thinking this with bumper.
Yeah.
You like it?
And that comes straight back. It's a really hard shot.
It is a really hard shot.
Yeah.
But what do you see else?
My first was trying corner freeze.
Yeah.
Corner freeze.
Yeah.
Right. She has to guard it. Then you're going to be playing some back for 2.
Yeah, but I can't run this because I need to run this that way. Then I can't. I only see 7/8 or less.
You could get across that no problem.
You have the whole. You have the whole row.
Okay.
So,
And you're even guarding it.
It's not a bad call to split it off.
But if they guard it, if we throw this and they guard it,
then you got to play the double run. Yeah, or you're playing off this. Or
I kind of like it's a tricky shot though. But if Sarah likes it, I
like it.
Do you like it, Sarah? Split?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it.
Yeah. Yes, it's a good call. You just got to be aggressive with it.
Yeah.
Right?
I think we have to play like
bumper.
Well,
yeah,
like at least
maybe more.
Makes hack. Yeah, you got to be aggressive with the weight.
I said bumper. I think like boards.
I think that's lots.
You think that lots?
I think that's lots.
To even get this one in and that one.
Yeah.
I think just a soft board. I don't think we need more.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Soft board.
Jag försöker spela ganska rakt, Anna. Anna?
Ja?
Jag försöker spela ganska rakt.
Ja.
Only 3 shots left for Sweden.
En helt vanlig halvträffvick egentligen.
And, you know, they're right. You come in and freeze. Russia throws a guard. Really hard to get to. Not a lot of room to bump the yellow back. It's tempting to make this split. You open up the yellow shots though, and you might get 2 reds in the rings. It is really tough though.
Säker just nu! 11!
Nära!
Säker just nu!
Nära! Ja!
11!
Säker!
11!
Nej! Nära!
Säker! Mycket på!
It's pretty close here. Caught a bit too thick, but maybe spin that red in behind cover. Not so bad. Opens up the yellow.
Jag blir tryckad av den där.
Just got too much of it, but it has opened it up and it's pushed a second counter in potentially for Sweden. If Russia don't make the perfect guard.
Гардик. Блин, у меня как будто штуки прилипают. Да. Да.
Вихрь, Легче, легче.
Линия чуть больше пока. Линия чуть больше.
Воу.
Болить. Болить до конца. Да, еще.
Да.
О, начало нельзя, нет.
Над начало.
Нет.
Okej. Молодец.
Vi kan ju spela snea dubben och rulla in och lägga två. Jag tror nästan vi måste göra det.
So, does it leave a shot for Sweden for 2?
Om inte annat. Eller chatt.
Och då måste hon typ runda.
Left the double. It's difficult to roll your shooter in for a second counter. But it is there. Just catch slightly off centre. And the inside, get the shooter to roll into the top 12. Lift the double. But it's not easy.
Alltså det finns två alternativ. Antingen spela snea, gamla lite mot att jag skulle kunna råka sätta ner mot sexan. Alternativet är att spela raka, hon lär runda och då får vi skjuta för 2.
Alltså jag gillar snea för då
leder vi också. Vi gillar också snea.
Two options, they were saying, either run it straight back, and you'll be sitting one, shooter will be outside the rings, expecting Russia to come around, and they'll get the run back for 2. Or the angle double here and try and roll the shooter onto the rings, maybe keep the 3 alive. Off and on, all the way down. Doesn't make the double. Not sure if they were able to roll the shooter onto the rings either.
Oh, I needed that to curl more. Weren't needing to sweep it. So now it's very blocked up there. Small hole if Russia block that. Look at it coming round now. All they need to be careful is they don't leave a double on their yellows. And there's the time clock. Sweden are down to 5 minutes. Russia have 11. They only have one more end to play, so both teams have got plenty time.
Катя, всегда легко. Линия есть, только вес.
Сделать вес.
Надо вес.
Давай, линия отличная, сделать вес.
Больше линий, много линий, много.
Катя.
Валить, только валить. Только валить.
Катя. Second shot.
Да, лучше сделать, лучше.
Есть.
Молодец.
Спасибо. Супер.
Is there any chance of a double?
13:50.
Att den går över.
Jag bara rör som kultur.
Jag tror fan inte det. När rören då. Ska vi bara dra? Vill du dra eller vill du chappa den? Jag vill dra med stöd. Ja. Alltså hårdra.
I don't really see much.
Det är en bak.
Exakt. Men jag tänker om vi ska på en bak 8, där någonstans.
Fart ut va?
Ja.
Been forced to go for the one.
Bara spela en fart dit, bak 8.
Have to go for the steal in the last end.
Så ni vad de hade is? Både Hussar och Sol.
De hade mer is.
Ja, så det är
Men hon sätter ju
nej men och hon var ju bara T-line.
Ja.
Vi lirar fart dit.
Ja.
Tror ni att det är, vad var det på T-line där?
13,7 hade hon nu.
Ja, så lite mer fart då.
Ja, hon kickade ganska löst och satte dit den. Ja.
Ta lite mindre is!
Jag tror samma som när vi har varit där ute nu. Ja, precis.
Japp! Bakom!
Japp! Duttar!
Oh, we'll tap it up for the single, actually. I think it might have picked something, that's what they're saying. They get away with it, and a single point. Anna saying it picked some debris, came off its course. Either way, Russia will lead 7-6 after 9.
Fan, jag tyckte den var så hemma. För jag spelade ut den och så bara... Jag hörde dig bara japp.
Down to the 10th end of this Gruyère AOP European Curling Championships 2019 round-robin game between Sweden and Russia, playing for essentially the hammer, which we still not quite sure why it's called that, but we've had some theories.
Yep, it's way before my time, Xander. But hamor, H-A-M-O-R, is another word for a stone.
Ну, вес по итогу был, ну, нормальный.
Bra linje!
Ja, den känns in just nu.
Okej, Eka då! 12. Nej.
Den är 8-4.
Nej, Eka bara.
Stoppa eller?
Nej.
Den är in, under in.
Ja, men Eka ändå.
Det är topp 4.
Kan gå på stoppet.
Topp 4. Den ligger där ändå.
Det kan ligga där bara sitta.
Ja, men kom igen, här in.
So Sweden bring that one into top 4 after a long guard, not putting up a second guard. So it means that Russia can bring the play into the house.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was fully intentional.
Whoa! Kalka bort! Whoa!
Kalotka waits. Maybe a touch more. Happy just to chip this off the center line, but super shot by Kuzmina. Well, remove it from play, rolls the shooter to the wing.
Молодец. Ты очень испугались.
Lite tight!
Känns nära 12.
Okej, lite tight!
Nära 12. 12.
Linjen är lugn!
12.
Linjen är bra.
In.
Bara sitta.
12-8.
Bara sitta i linje.
12.
Bara sitta i linje.
Stanna då.
Det är bra.
Bra, härligt.
Да.
Sweden puts up the tight center guard. Perfect weight, just needed to be behind the long guard. Galina Helsingborg with a chance to just peel this out. Getting so low to the ice, so accurate with the big weights. Sweden really need a better guard than this long one to come around, so you throw the tight guard behind it. Hope Russia will peel the top one. Now you essentially have a better guard to come around. So we'll try again. This one pulling up a bit shy, will just tick off center guard. Let's take a look at Denmark. They are playing Czech Republic, and it is Matilda Halse with last stone for the Danish.
An opportunity to get a couple here. After a good nose hit from Kubitskova. Denmark want to hit this on the nose. Oh, they just caught their own red on the way past. So it'll just be a score of 1. Missed opportunity there for Denmark. They're still fighting for a place at the Worlds.
Czech Republic will lead 6-5. Also have last stone for the last end. Russia attempted the double peel. One red sticks around, spins to the top of the 12-foot. Still something for Sweden to draw behind. But again, over curling. Sweden struggling in this end. Well, I don't think Russia is going to play the double here. You wouldn't want to risk rolling the shooter onto the center line as a guard. Clever call by Kovaleva. Just keep it simple.
Вообще поднять, ничего. Внимание. Легко.
Все хорошо.
Хорош.
Peel made by Komarova.
Bra linje! Mellan! Okej, gå rakare än förra! Mellan!
Sluta vara längre.
Kom in mellan! Gå rakare än förra! Behöver dra den!
Bra linje!
Dra den! Dra den hela vägen!
Hårt!
Hela vägen!
Hårt!
Hela vägen! Räcker!
Hårt och hårt!
Japp!
Bra. Bra. Kan gärna få gå på skotten, då får vi runda lite bättre.
Choosing to throw corner guard.
Да, свип! Воу! Воу!
Все хорошо.
Воу! Ничего, хорошо. Хорош.
Och du tar ut lite, det var en stenträff. Känns ju bättre
Well,
att
down
bara...
to skip stones.
Magada, va?
Vad hade du på mig,
And
Anna?
right now, Russia in a really good position. The whole centre's open. No cover.
Lite till och med.
And Sweden are having to guard in corner.
Lite så vi pressar dem och gör dubbel.
Jag tänker.
I think the thought here is to throw the corner, have Russia peel,
Mindre västen, det var nog
Just-
det jag visade.
play the draw on the corner of the yellow. Have Russia either draw the forfeit or play the straight back double for the win.
Plats.
Ja, lite mer plats.
Bra, mycket rakare linje. Mycket rakare linje, Agnes.
Agnes!
Okej. Kommer in lite
Bra
längre bara.
linje!
Bra nu.
Agnes! Wow, 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 wow.
Bara höjd. Bara med.
Japp, japp, Agnes, Agnes!
Japp.
Japp! Wow, wow.
Bra, härligt.
Härligt.
Härligt. Vad tror du för fart efter? Kort av det. Köp sen. Не нравится.
Что нравится?
Lira det ju din när du
Бил или вести?
Вести можно.
Вот сюда куда-то?
Ну да. Мне даже нравится пошире.
Ну, чтобы главное, чтобы если она лучше...
Параллельно привести. Нам не обязательно, можно даже чуть повыше.
Parallella.
4 до.
4. Лучше до. 4 до, чем за.
Лучше до, чем за.
А?
Через центр так чуть-чуть не возили.
Я думаю, там будет более-менее катить хорошо.
Ну, смотри, что нам...
Да, но сейчас уже финиш везде появился.
Да.
Ну, высоко нельзя оставлять
Да.
про то, чтобы нам
Да.
туда не закинули.
Я думаю, 13.80 сейчас.
So all in a straight row. Kovaleva
Доти! Доти! Линия
deciding.
супер! Чуть больше линии пока.
Line one.
Внимание,
Draw the other side in the 4 foot.
4 надо, девочки! 4 фута! Четко.
Есть вес, есть вес.
Нет, не надо.
Нельзя. Нет? Воу-воу-воу.
Ah, really nice draw. Puts them level. Now what does Sweden do?
Спасибо.
Kom igen. 13 sekunder.
Teten eller? Det är bara teten va?
13.87.
Den är väldigt hård.
Bara vicken liksom kanske då? Bara försöka vicka så bra man kan liksom. Känns ju
Du gillar inte den?
så hon kan ju blästa allt och få bli skott på den.
Vad sa du?
Ja,
Ja, absolut. Jo,
Ni
självklart.
måste ju trycka den med
Alltså hon ska ju missa någonstans. Jag bara tänker, alltså att jag sätter perfekt vick och att hon ska missa 8-fotsdragningen är också inte så himla trolig. Så jag bara, vilket är det mer troligt att vi tappar den och försöker ligga skott här?
Bara vilket slag sätter vi kanske?
Alltså,
Tycker hennes är ganska lika svårighetsgrad.
Alltså teten tror inte jag har.
Nej, men
Kan vi vicka då?
Jag tror med på den.
Jag vill bara trycka den lite så.
Jag tror
som ett
med
järn
på
så.
att hon har inte spelat jättemycket inifrån och med hennes... Jag tror med på den.
Helt här. Bara vicka dit. Ja,
Ja,
precis. Du kan ju precis.
Om man kan spela upp den lite.
Vill du spela den med stöd eller? Alltså du spelar 6-2 den förra.
Ja, exakt. 6:a.
Det leder, ja.
Gillar du det här Anna?
Ja.
Så bara stanna på den även om vi inte trycker ut den. Men
Ja,
så
exakt.
blir vinkeln bra.
Ja, då ligger vi lite igen liksom. Det har gott om tid. Ja.
Jag tycker det är nice, bara vicka ut över hela.
Borde vara rakt va? Ja.
So Anna Hasselberg's last stone at this end.
Looking for the long hit and roll. Find some cover behind the corner guard. There wasn't much to do there. Talked about tapping it back, but then again, you just be sitting very in the open. Russia really would need to make contact for the win. Either way, it wasn't looking very good for the Swedes. Was hoping to make the long roll, forced the 8-foot draw. But it will be an open hit for Alina Kovaleva to pick up a win on Sweden here. And it's made. Russia pick up a win on home favourites Sweden. But they will play again. Russia will bring a great feeling coming into the playoff stages. Oh, a really solid win. Really rattled the Swedes this afternoon. 8-6, the final score.
Ну, сейчас они какие предложат, такие возьмем.
Все, надо снять эту штуку наконец-то, чтобы меня никто не слышал.
And there we have another final result. Scotland 7-6 winners over Estonia. Scotland finished the round robin in 4th place, and they will progress to the semi-final, where they will meet Switzerland. Estonia came up from the B group this year. And we just have one game left on the ice. Czech Republic versus Denmark. Czech Republic are 1 up, playing the 10th end with the hammer. Anna Kobeskova facing 2 Danish counters. They're both back tee. So looking just to come around behind the cover. Lovely shot.
Fine.
Sorry. Buried behind the guards.
Fine.
Pardon, myslela jsem, že to je správně, protože jsem si pamatovala, že to je mezi těma sírama.
Jo, ne, jsem dala skoro půlku,
It's Denmark's the Europeans, a young team. They've had some great games this week. They would love to clinch a place at the World Women's. Matilda Halsey just wanted to half check this Yellowstone edge of the forefoot, make it difficult for Czech Republic to remove. Don't want to bump off it. Really good effort. Czech Republic think, no, can't see enough of that, we're not going to touch it. We'll just draw the forefoot for the win.
To je jako LSDčková stopa. Já si taky myslím, že by to mělo fungovat stejně.
So draw to the forefoot for the win. If not, it will be an extra end.
Jenom vy. Směr je dobrý.
Směr je dobrý. Yep. Hard!
Pojď.
Hard!
Pojď. Hodně pojď.
Pojď. Neskazíš to. Hard!
Keepers are on this.
Ještě, Ježen, ještě.
They're all helping out here.
Pojď, ještě, Ježen, ještě. Ještě kousek, ještě.
Can they get it there?
Ještě.
One yellow.
And they do. So Czech Republic, winners over Denmark. Big smiles.
Thank you, well played. Well played. Thank you, well played.
So Denmark and Czech Republic will both qualify for the World Championships in Canada. Estonia and Norway will get to play in the World Qualifying event.
AOP Women's European Championship. Second place, Russia. Fourth place,
Děkujem.
Playoff games tomorrow afternoon at 1400 hours. Switzerland will play Scotland and Russia will play Sweden. Thank you.
So they're just confirmation in the announcement. Switzerland will play Scotland and Sweden will play Russia in the 2 semi-finals.
Taking a look back at Sweden-Russia, the featured game this afternoon. Fifth end, Alina Kovaleva with last stone. Will hit Sweden's shot stone right on the beak for a score of 2. And the seventh end, it is Kovaleva's first stone. What a cracking shot we would be witness to. Makes the triple on Sweden to really kill the end for the Swedes, forcing them to the single point. In the ninth. Again, would force Sweden to score a single. A picked rock here actually is lucky though to overcurl and promote a guard for the single to stay alive in this game. In the 10th, it was Russia to close the game out. They will beat Sweden, but to play them again in the semi-final. Final score, 8-6. Here's all the scores from the session. Switzerland with a win over Latvia 9-3. Germany picking up the win on Norway 7-5. Czech Republic also with that win over Denmark 7-5. And Scotland with a 7-6 final over Estonia. So there we see the standings. Switzerland will finish rank 1. Russia in second place. Sweden third and Scotland fourth. Those 4 teams will make it through to the semi-finals and play for medals. It is Switzerland and Scotland in the 1 versus 4 game. Russia will play Sweden in the 2 versus 3. And it's pretty simple stuff. The winners will go into the gold medal game. The losers play for bronze. Not easy to beat Sweden. What was your secret recipe today?
Не так было легко победить Швецию. Какой ваш секретный рецепт сегодня?
Да, на самом деле никакого секретного рецепта нет. Может быть, чуть-чуть нам побольше повезло сегодня. И я думаю, что девочки из Швеции ошибались сегодня немного побольше, чем они обычно ошибаются.
No secret recipe for today. We just were a bit lucky and maybe Sweden made more mistakes than usually.
You will play Sweden again now in the semi-final. You do get the last stone advantage. How do you feel about that coming in?
Вы играете следующую со Швецией снова. У вас будет хаммер. Что вы чувствуете по поводу этого преимущества?
Ну, мы, собственно, выходили за этой победой для этого преимущества, потому что эта игра особо ничего не решала. В плей-офф мы уже вышли, но нам бы хотелось, конечно, начать с последним камнем.
We actually go for this win, especially for Hammer today. This win didn't decide anything special, but we really wanted to have a hammer with Sweden.
All right, thank you so much and good luck. Well, happy Russians there with a win over Sweden. That concludes the round robin stages here at the European Curling Championships in Helsingborg. The best games are just about to come.